Hey everyone, welcome to Alpine Needle and Hide. I'm Carol, and today we're going to do a bit of a process video with a little bit of tools doing our hand carved leather. And as you see, I have already wet my leather. It has already soaked up. It is nice and pliable. And if you have found my video, you have already gotten to that point and you're ready to start doing your carving. I hope my camera setup is good. I figured out my autofocus. It has been a while, and we're going to work with some tools and try and get through this without any hiccups. So my leather is ready to go. I have my camera situated. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Holding your tools you want to hold in this manner. You put your finger up on top and you hold it like this so you can swivel the bottom with your fingers. So if you've gotten this far, you've already put your design onto your leather that you're going to carve, and we are going to use our swivel knife, which is what it's called, and you can get those pretty much anywhere. And once your design is on, you use a stylus to put it on or whatever your choice of method is. But we're going to be focusing on some tooling today. So I have this fish landscape that I've gotten on here. Some of it has been already carved, some of it's already been a little bit tooled, but I was asked to do a bit of a video so they could see how it works. So I'm going to try and keep you into shot, and hopefully my hand does not get in the way. And to start your carving, you'll follow your lines that you have already on your leather, and you'll put your point down and you'll pull, always pulling towards you. It's really hard to go away. And what's nice is I am on a small piece of a slab of uh, I've I've lost it. Marble. There it is. I knew I'd find it. But anyway, I'm going to turn this a little bit so you can see the directions I'm going in, and I'll put the point down. Again, you can see that and pull it to follow and continue on doing my little lines. Now I'm going to do the fin, pulling these towards me. Now remember, if your leather is really wet, it's not going to do as well because once it's really wet, it just kind of like smooshes. And if you've already tried carving leather, you'll know when your leather is too wet. Now, this has been sitting for a little bit. I dipped it in some water. I had the whole thing wet and I left it sit a little bit. So I have some trees over here, and I don't think you can see them, but you might be able to see them once I do a little bit of carving with them. But this is the process. I mean, it is not a simple thing. It takes time. You have to have patience and you have to work with the leather. The leather is going to tell you how and when you can do certain things because if it's too dry, it starts looking funny and it like looks brittle. So you may have to take and spritz it a little bit as you're working. I've already done some of this fish, but for me, it didn't stand out as much as I'd like. So I'm going back over him because he's the main focus of our design here. Not necessarily the guy over here in the boat, but the fish, he's like really a nice prize winning fish. So I want to go over him a little bit more just to bring him out and let him stand out of that water like so proud. And I'm sure that fisherman also has his biggest smile on his face because my goodness, it looks like a bass. He's fly fishing. This is a custom, well, not necessarily custom, but it will be my own little bits of tooling will be custom tooling. Um, is this wallet is already promised out. So I was like, oh, let's just put some on videos as we're going and just see how I can do this on live. And if you hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze on camera. Have a little bit of an allergy thing going on this morning, but we're fine. So you can see how I'm holding my knife, I'm taking my time, going around the curves. If it doesn't go right the first time, just go over it gently the second time. One more second. Sorry about that. So now I have just about gone through my fish, and then I will pull out and get my other tools. And I hope you can see how this is working and it's not too boring for you. I know a lot of people do not talk when they're carving. A lot of people just do the video with music, and because it is a concentrated thing, it it's hard to explain, but not very many people do talk when they're carving. But I wanted to talk so you could see exactly what we're doing. Now we're going to work on the fish today, and that's the part where we're going to concentrate on. So now I've gone around and I've cut. Oh, I forgot a little fin here. I forgot to cut the little fin. So we've got him done. Now we're going to go and we're going to look at some tools. What we have for tools is you're going to do what's called beveling. Now, beveling is making sides. So we have our line. We will follow our line, and we're going to pull out and find our beveling tools. Depending on what you have, some people have V beveling tools and some have wide beveling tools. There's so many different sizes. Like there's these guys. I don't know if you can see them. My camera's very close, so I'm trying to not blur it out for you. I took off the autofocus, but these are flat bevels. Like, well, they're kind of rounded, but I mean flat as in there's no ridges or anything like that. It just comes to a point, and you'll put that point in that line to do your bevels. And they do come in different sizes. Here's another little one, and I'll be using that one too. I know my camera is not that great. I don't know. And you'll also be using what's called a background shader. And these have like a little grid pattern on them. I don't know if you can see that, but they have a little grid pattern. So now, first things first, we want to do the edges. So what I like to do is take my square beveler, and you'll get your hammer, your rawhide hammer, and you will take and you will hold kind of like this so you can guide that point or your tool in the line. Now, because I'm right-handed, I work with the hammer in my right hand. Now, I'm trying to make a spot here. I have stuff on this table. I'm trying to do this so you can see, and you're going to put your tool in that line just like so. Now, I have it pointed that my bevel, the tip is in, and the back of the bevel is pointing up on this side. And you will just give it a couple gentle taps. And this is why a lot of people don't do this online or noise, because it is a hammering. And once you get the hang of hammering in, you will be able to just move it along the line, and it's a lot easier coming towards you. But this bevels so the fish is rounded towards that way. So I will show that part. And then when you want to do the other side, you turn your work around, because all my stuff is going all over the place here because it was connected. You'll turn your work around and you'll do the other side the same as you've done that one. And I know you really can't see. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way so you can see what's happening. And now you can see, let me just zoom in again. All right. Now you can see if your taps aren't, pick up the wallet. If your taps aren't totally even, you'll see little marks how it goes. So that means you want to go back over that and get an even uh, type of, I'm thinking, there's words. I know there's words. And even pressure with your hammer and glide your tool along the side. And just make it all even. The harder you go, the deeper your indent will be. Now, you also have to look at, when you're doing your tooling, what stands out in the front and what should go behind. Now, the fin is on top, but you still have to do the bevel along the edge, because if you don't, it looks like it's standing on the top there. So you really want to have it that it looks like it's connected, but also you want to show that it's over the edge just a little bit, that it curves in. Always make sure that your tool is in the right direction to start with, so you're not messing up for where you're going, because it's creating a 3D effect as you're tooling. And now you can see the shadowy part is how it's pushing that leather and making a divide, like on an angle going over, so like that fish is rounded. So you will do that to your whole fish. I'm not going to do the whole fish, but I will go through different parts of the tools. So we've done the swivel knife, and now we're doing a bit of beveling. You can also come back in after and do the shading. But we'll do this in little bits as we work, so we can get through the fish. And I will do short videos, because I don't know how many people will really want to sit and watch me do the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is just show you these two tools today, going around my fin And if you don't like the hammering, you can probably always mute. But now I'm going to go back and level out just by sliding my tool along. Now I'm not going to bevel the other side of the fin line because the fin wants to stand up. So if you would go along that side again, then it's not going to look like the fin is standing out from the background, because we will do a background texture up in here, but that's the next step. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to go through this whole fish and give him a beveling so you can have the beginnings of what you want to do. Now just remember, if your leather is starting to get a little dry, you will notice, because your your tool won't make as much of an impact as uh, you're tooling along. It won't make the indent as good. And just remember, when your leather is wet, anything that touches your leather that has a sharp edge or a heavy pressure, it is going to make a mark on your leather. So be very careful as you're doing that. So I am going to let you go, and you will complete going around the outside of your design. And we've used the swivel knife and a beveler to go around part of our fish. I will continue this offline, and then I will come back and I will show you the next step after I do the flat beveling. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy these little videos. If you'd like to see more, please do subscribe. Please do like my video, as it puts it out there for everybody to see. I'm just beginning to grow this channel. I haven't done my leather work in many, many years, and I'm getting back into it. So I really appreciate your subscription. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.